Evan here again. Okay, I'm gonna make the part of me I'm trying to eat as well as do this. At the same time, I'm very hungry. So please excuse me stuffing my face in front of your face. I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm so hungry. I didn't have breakfast. I'm one of those people that my stomach will growl and I'll just forget to eat. And then I wonder why I'm hangry and famished. So I went and grabbed something real quick. Alright. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you for waiting. Alright, my name is Evan. I am on the twin flame journey. So I have been asked by Spirit and my guides to make some instructional videos that allows other people to figure out and find out if they're on the same journey themselves. Once again, I will notate that the real journey of the twin flames, and I have a sheet here, as I did in my last video, I'm reading off this sheet, so excuse me if I don't stare at your eyeballs when I'm reading some of these things. They're very important messages, but I just can't keep all the information in my head. I'm not Einstein. Okay. I want to remind everybody, the real journey is not about hooking up with your partner and being all bonk, 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 and we did all these great things. That's great. That's great if that happens for you. That's awesome. And I hope that happens for you. But here's the real journey. The real journey of the twin flame thing is you're finding what's good for you, what makes you happy, how you fill your own cup, how you make abundance come into your life, how you figure out the things you don't like about yourself and make those changes, how you figure out what's optimally best actionable stuff for you versus you living your life for somebody else. The twin flame journey is about you coming into your own and you being you. And when you do all those things, then the universe and spirit or God or whoever it is you pray to or refer to in those senses, they will go, oh, huh, cool, let's give them their thing. And usually the person is like pooped into your life, poof, like magic. Okay, so the first thing we talked about, I said there were 9, if I remember correctly. There are 9 signs that definitely cue you off to go, oh my God, this is the craziest journey ever. What is happening? I already went over the first one. That was the feeling of home. So if you didn't catch that one, go back and watch my last video about home. I'm wearing the same outfit because I did this in the same day. So you should be able to find that way. Now, what was I talking about? Yes, signal number 2 or sign number 2. I want to make like a neon sign and just have it in the background over my head going signs while doing these videos, but it didn't turn out that way. So anyways, the next sign is the feeling of knowing them before. Not, and I call this the multiple lifetime feeling or the multiple lifetime syndrome, however you want to refer to it. It's not a syndrome to me because it's not a negative aspect. It's just proof that you've lived multiple lives with this person. There's going to be a feeling of knowing them for eons. That's what I wrote down in all capital letters. Eons. Or actually I wrote aeons, A-E-O-N-S. I don't even know if that's the correct spelling. But eons, like you just freaking know you've known them without being able to explain it. Let's see. I'm gonna read to you what I wrote. So for the multiple lifetimes synchronicity, it's the feeling of knowing them for eons without being able to explain it. Sometimes, some lifetimes will be on your own adventure. Other times, you come together to advance at a greater rate than non-twin flames. Those trips where you're coming to the same place when you come together, meaning you are the same energy in 2 separate vessels and you come to Earth. That's what I'm talking about. Those are trips that you advance at a greater rate than non-twin flames because those are the trips that allow us, the twin flame people, to help raise the collective consciousness. Now, I did post a video previously where I said that we are twin flames. Part of their responsibility is to hold the space for those that need a space so that they can see their own divinity. Now, that doesn't mean that we hold the space forever for them. When we come in contact with people, We have the ability to shine our light into their soul, and they see everything, good and bad. That's what I'm talking about. Then, then they have to do the work. We're not continually going to hold the vibration for every other person. We can't do that energetically. That would drain us. So, when we choose to incorporate our energy in two separate vessels, we're actually having an ascension rate faster than an individual that decides to come on their own in one body. And twin flames will do that, as I said. Sometimes you come on your own without your twin flame encompassing a body at the same time you are, in the same lifetime you are. Sometimes you actually may come to Earth together, but you never actually meet because that's not part of your mission. So it just depends on what your mission is at the time that this place needs you. And I will explain. I will kind of express the multiple lifetime thing through how I experienced it. I don't know that it's going to be the same for every twin flame. I don't know if I would assume she had the same feeling. I don't know when she picked up on that feeling because she never told me. I just blurted out mine, and she was like, I get it. Yeah, I've had that feeling. It was like, what? So it was like the second time. The second time she came over to spend time with me for the weekend, because as I said before, previously we weren't in the same city, so we would have to travel to each other's places to visit each other on the weekend. It was the second time she came over. She had stayed for the weekend. She was getting ready to go back home for the week. So it was a Sunday evening. She was getting ready to leave to go back home so she could have her work week. And I was walking her to her car and helping her put her stuff in her car, saying our goodbyes. We were like, she was getting home, so I was like, hey, okay, I'll see you later. Thank you for coming by. You know, the whole romantic, like, I love you, all that stuff. And then I was like, hey, I need to tell you something, and I don't know. This is what I was telling her. I was like, I don't know if you believe in this stuff, but I feel like I've met you somewhere before. And she was like, yeah, I get it. And I was like, no, I don't mean like you and I met because somebody introduced us and passing, and we never finished. We just met and then went our separate ways. I mean, like, I known you from somewhere, like, long before. And she was like, no, I understand. And I said, no, I'm not talking like maybe we were childhood friends and didn't realize it. I'm talking about, like, past lives. Like, I feel like I've known you, and I don't know if you believe in past lives, honey, but I really feel that I've known you in a past life. And she's like, Evan, listen to me. I understand what you're saying to me. I have the same feeling because we're twin flames. And I was like, what? That's interesting, because the reason it was interesting to me is I'd been seeing the word twin flame come up as a suggestion to watch in my YouTube feed or on the internet. The word just kept popping up around me, and I was like, what is that? I don't even understand what that is. So the fact that she said that to me, I was like, oh, twin flames, huh? And she was like, yeah, have you heard of that? I can't remember exactly what she said, but she was basically like, you should go look it up. See if you're having the same thing that I'm having. And I was like, okay. So we said our goodbyes. She went about her business. I immediately went inside and was like, what is this? And looked it up. All these things that I'm about to explain to you in these little short videos are all signs that I read about on the internet. Every freaking website I went to that listed signs you may be a twin flame, every single one I was like, check that box, check, all of them. And at first I was like, this is bullshit. So I would go to another website and read the same thing and be like, oh my God, that, yes. And then I'd go to another website and read the same thing. Or something else would be added that was a little different. I'd be like, holy crap, I'm experiencing all of these things. This is so crazy. Then I went like, okay, that is why I was seeing that word, twin flame, because I'm a freaking twin flame. She's my twin flame. Holy crap. This is amazing. And it is an amazing experience. It's a hard experience. It's a tough experience. You have to do a lot of self-work. That's part of the purpose of meeting, is they light you up. The thing that you do to other people that I just mentioned a little bit ago about you shining your light into other people and then being able to see everything good and the bad, it happens between you and your twin flame. Remember, you're a mirror. Remember? So you have your light, and they have their light. They're shining there. You're shining yours, they're shining theirs. You're going to see everything. It's like shining a light into a circle. There's no corners. There's nothing to be hidden. People usually don't like it when you are able to shine your light and show them things about themselves they don't like. And you do it inadvertently. You're not sitting there in the room looking at them going, well, you do this and you do that and you do this. That's not what's happening. Through your actions and the people around you's actions, you both have these realizations to yourself. Now, sometimes people will blurt it out, but most of the time you kind of have these understandings amongst yourself and the people you're around of what is happening. Sometimes it happens after the fact. But anyways, I'm getting off the topic and going on a tangent. If you have a twin flame connection, then you will feel like you have spent many lifetimes. I have yet to figure out exactly how many times we've done it. She's thrown the number 500 at me in a mediumship reading that I had. No, yes, yeah. Well, it was a channel. I was working with my heart healer, and she's a channel, and she said 500 because I kept asking, like, hey babe, because my girlfriend has passed away, so I'm like, hey babe, how many times have we done this? And I never seemed to get an answer other than a lot. When I had mediumships, to be able to, right after she passed, I would see a medium. I saw 3 different mediums just to make sure that I wasn't like having like craziness going on, or they were like lying to me or anything. All 3 of these mediums didn't know each other. I met them all in separate times throughout a course of I think a year or 2, and they all said the same message to me and told me the same thing. My twin flame and I apparently have been around since before this planet even existed. We are primordial energies. We are Anunnaki beings. We have direct connections to the Egyptian pantheon of gods that are the twin flame lore of Isis and Osiris. That she and I have been around since before the dawn of time even existed is what I have been told many times by other people that are spiritual. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that. There's not a lot to be found on the Anunnaki that seems real and verifiable, because there's just not a lot of information about there. So I don't know if I've been here 500 times with her. I don't know if I've been here 500 times on my own. I don't know if 500 times is the number of times she and I have come together. And from what I understand, we always one of us ends up passing. It's interesting because I'm the divine feminine and I'm in the male aspect of the human body. She was in the female aspect of the human body and she was the divine masculine. And that's one thing I want to remind everybody is we have both energies in our bodies. Everybody does, not just the twin flames, but every person on earth that comes here has a divine energy of a masculine and feminine side that we incorporate. And depending on how we're expressing ourselves or the things we're doing out in the world during the day is which energy we're operating from. And we can find balance and operate from both. And that's kind of part of the journey of the twin flame, is to find that inner balance and be able to operate from both sides of the divine feminine and the masculine. But anyways, yeah. Multiple lifetimes. You will feel as if you understand and know this person on a deep level and you cannot explain why. There were things that she and I discussed openly with each other that would have normally been like, I'm sorry, but that kind of shit irritates me, and I just can't stand being around somebody that does those things, and I don't want to be with you. That would, you know what I mean? It's weird. They're not like super huge things that were heavy. They were just little things that I guess most people over the years, if they were in a relationship together, would be like, oh, he does this one thing, or oh, she does this one thing, and most people would get driven crazy by it, but I don't care. That's just who they are. Like, you see past all that stuff. When you're with your twin flame, you see past this little skin suit that we call our human body, that we so tie ourselves and identify with because we're in it every day, living our life, right? So, yes, multiple lifetimes will feel that way. You can't explain why. It just is that way because it is the truth. And you feel very comfortable around this person. Here's another thing. You will feel so comfortable around this person and be so comfortable around this person and act so comfortable around this person and they with you that people that know you or have known you for years and years and years will see you with this person from afar and for half a second forget that you and this person just met. It happened to me and a friend of mine. I've known this guy for over 20 years and I wanted to introduce him to B, And so I went a place to meet him in a public place, and he saw us from afar, and he totally didn't recognize us for half a second because he was like, "Oh, that's not them. They've been together for years." And the reason he said that is he was just the way you were acting with her, Evan. You were very comfortable. I could still see some of the nuances of getting to know the person. He was like, but ultimately, it was like you guys have been together for 4 or 5 years. So remember, sign number 2. Sign number 1 was signs, the signs of feeling like home. Sign number 2 is you will feel as if you have spent multiple lifetimes with them, and you can't explain why, how, and how, you just know. Okay? I hope this video helped get you to know if you're on that journey of being a twin flame or not. Yeah. All right. Everyone have a wonderful day. Namaste and all that good stuff. And all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.